Desperate times call for desperate measures, and that's why I'm back after my little hiatus. I'm only joking, but on a serious note, I'm not making this video because they just lost by 36 points to the Denver Nuggets. It's not just that. It's an accumulation of things. We were lied to. We have an absolute loser on the team. And overall, this season has been nothing short of false hope, lack of effort, and a lack of identity. Where do I even start? You know how it goes. There's a new guy at school. You try not to pick on him, but fuck it, I'm doing it now. Paul George is the epitome of a loser mentality in the terms of basketball. I don't know or care how he is as a person, but since he's been here, he's given off absolute I don't give a shit energy. He's been underwhelming. The excuse which was, he's coming to be a third option. Well, guess what? Joel Embiid's basically not been here. And in games where Tyrese Maxey's begging for someone to step up, it's not you, it's Yabusele. The guy that's on a minimum contract's the guy that's giving you the most effort on both ends. The guy that's giving you that second spark offensively. That's why you're here. Yes, you're a third option in air quotes now in the stage of your career. But with the amount you're getting paid and your ability, you should be able to step up when guys like Joel Embiid are missing. And on top of that, I'm not stupid. I understand that, yes, he's not prime Paul George, but just last year, the guy averaged 22 points a game on damn near 50, 40, 80 splits. Paul George can still play basketball. But what we're seeing right now is someone who doesn't care. They've got their final payday, so thinks they can kick his feet up, and everything he's doing just rubs you the wrong way. Even when he first got here and he made that podcast about how he basically wanted to be in LA and he's only here because we're the only team that paid him, that was red flag number one. But you know what? Fine. At least he was honest and he's just providing content for his viewers. But he's actually playing like he doesn't want to be here. You don't become that washed that quickly. Paul George is giving us nothing, yet he's going on his podcast now, broadcasting like he's a retired analyst, talking about the NBA like he's not a part of it, speaking about the Sixers' issues like he's not part of the organization. The guy's mentally checked out. He's a professional podcaster. He's a professional media member. He doesn't care about the Sixers. And that's what bothers me, because there's no way you're on a team with championship aspirations and you are so bad. You're 15-27. You're so bad. Yet your initial reaction is to keep podcasting as usual. At least Draymond Green had common sense, because when he was going through his stuff like a year or two ago during his podcasting era, when he still does it now, he stopped podcasting for a little bit because, logically speaking, let me lock in on what I need to do. But with the current climate of the Sixers, you would think Paul George would have a bit more self-awareness in the things he says or self-awareness in the pot. No, because he doesn't care. And I'm fed up of having these people in max contracts. We've had this for the past 6-7 years. Max contract players who don't care, are entitled, and think they can just walk around and do whatever they want. It annoys me when I see guys that are on minimum deals giving way more effort. And I don't want to hear the Paul George is playing well defensively, because guess what? You guys slated Ben Simmons, and rightfully so, for just being an elite defender. Paul George isn't even that. He's a good one at best. But did we pay him $200 million a year? $200 million over 4 years to be a defender? Is he getting paid $65 million in 2027 to be a defender? Hell no. And if he looks this bad now, how is it going to look in 3-4 years' time? And it's not about ability. I can't stress that enough. Yes, Paul George is slower. He doesn't have the same bounce. But he looked this way last year, athletically wise. But last year, guess what he was doing? He was playing for something. He was playing for that contract from LA. And if they didn't want to pay him, he was playing so other teams can see I'm still worth this money. But now he's got it. He doesn't care. And he's just number one of the problem right now, because I know in hindsight it's easy to say, you could have got this person instead. Sure, we can do that all day long. But the effort he's showing on the court versus podcasting ain't adding up. It's not adding up at all. And it's actually a slap in the face and flat out disrespectful. I remember when he first came here, one of his podcasts was, I hear all the noise and I have to bully. I'm going to bully. Who the fuck are you bullying? Because it isn't the opposition. You're bullying your own fan base that have to watch you night in, night out produce this shit. 11 points. And it's not like you don't get fed the ball. I don't want to hear the third option nonsense, because you're practically the second, can be the first on any given night. Nick Nurse forces the ball into your hands to create something. You just don't. And it's a difference if, I understand the shot's not falling sometimes, but you can't tell me Paul George looks engaged on the court. Or you can't tell me this is the same Paul George that gets to his spots. He's just settling for awful jumpers, or he dribbles out the clock and just settles for an awful contested mid-range. I don't care. I'm not comparing Tobias Harris and Paul George ability-wise. I will never do that. Paul George is so much better. But the things you would complain that Tobias would do, Paul George is doing that in a better font. The difference is, oh, PG's game looks smooth. Well, guess what? The ball still isn't going in the fucking net, so I don't care. He's doing the same thing. The difference is that Tobias was overpaid and terrible. Paul George is overpaid, but has ability. He's just not giving his maximum effort. And I don't care what anyone says. He's not doing it. He's still capable. You see it on random spurts each night. He's capable of giving you more. And when you have Joel Embiid out, this is the best scenario for him, because guess what? You're not relied on to be the first or second option. But because Joel Embiid misses so much time, you have games here and there where you can be that guy here and there. Then when Joel's back, you get to take the back seat. You are getting the opportunity now to score, shoot the ball as much as you want, and you're doing nothing with it. You're embarrassing to watch, disgraceful to watch. And it doesn't end there, because Nick Nurse as well, that guy has been annoying me this past 2 months. I ain't even recorded a video. Right? He's finally giving guys like Justin Edwards a run, and there's noise here and there, the Sixers tanking. Well, guess what? We're not tanking. We were shit to begin with. We can't win games about the Sixers shouldn't tank. We can't win. That's why we're in this predicament. You can't then look at the schedule being like, oh, we could win this game, because teams are looking at us saying, that should be a win, that should be a win, that should be a win. We're terrible. And a part of this was, yeah, we had injuries. I don't want to hear that shit, because all teams have injuries. I know Joel Embiid is a different caliber of player, but it's not an excuse to be where we are. Nick Nurse don't play young guys. He don't adjust. He's so stubborn playing the same old guys that aren't fucking producing. He's part of the reason why we're here as well. Everything's a mess. Then this organization lying to the fans again. We're not blind, you know. When we saw Joel Embiid step on the court coming back this year, the geezer couldn't move. His knees look like they weigh 400 pounds. It looks like he's wearing ankle weights on his foot. The guy can't put pressure on nothing. Every time he jumped for a block or go up for a dunk, which is very rare, every time he'd land, he would grimace, he'd hold his knee. The guy clearly isn't healthy. It doesn't mean it's a recurring injury, but the knee's gone. Why weren't you transparent? Sit the guy down. I don't know how long this is going to take, and I love Joel Embiid, but as an organization, from a business standpoint, you extending him was the worst thing you could have done. Because the guy looks like he has nothing left. Not ability-wise or what he can do. We know Joel Embiid's special. But that knee looks like he has no support left for him. It looks like he's going to give out any minute. And that's so sad to see. But you literally sold this fan base hope, knowing this guy couldn't move. Knowing this guy's knee was not getting better. This nonsense is part of the reason why we're here now. And I don't want to hear this rubbish about we might get a top pick. Hooray! Fucking hell, because I didn't sign up for this shit. But moreover, it's not fair, because people, when they get onto Tyrese Maxey, I see people here and there saying, oh, Maxey isn't worth the money we gave him. He's not ascending to superstardom the way I thought he would. Be quiet, right? Because one thing I'll say about Tyrese is this, right? Yes, he has games where he's shooting 11 for 35 or shooting too many shots or not swinging the rock as much, but he's the only guy who has the willingness to make something happen. He's not going to be efficient because no one else is helping him. He's the only one that's trying to create, start that spark in the team, go on a run, or just change the momentum of the game. He's literally trying as best as he can. And I'm not a numbers guy. I don't really give a shit about his counting stats, but his stats are so similar to last season. The efficiency's down, but you can't say he's not producing. Tyrese is doing exactly what he could do with the players around him. Look at the players that he's playing with. You're seeing a Sixers roster of, with all due respect, Reggie Jackson, Pete Nance, Eric Gordon, Ricky Council. I love Ricky Council. But come on. What do you actually want Tyrese to do with that? Every game, he's at least trying to get you 28. He's not giving you 11 flipping points, is he? No. And the point isn't that my man's even shooting bad. Paul George just doesn't care to make anything happen. That's what makes it worse, but I'm not even going to get into that. Go back to that, sorry. So you can't keep Slater and Tyrese complaining about his deficiencies, because guess what? He's the only one out there, other than Yabusele, who actually tries and produces. Because effort's nice, but where's the production? Tyrese and Gershon are actually giving that. So how the hell can you complain? The whole team's a mess. That's why I'm not even speaking about yesterday's atrocious performance. I don't care. Because it's bigger than that. It's bigger than just one game. It's a reflection of how the whole season has been. And stuff has to change. Enough of this 85-year-old man on the roster. We don't need guys that are on their last legs. Why are they here? The whole point of having a roster is that when your main guys go down, you have young guys that can spark something. Justin Edwards has been a joy to watch when he's been given run. He's a young guy who has potential. I'm not saying fill your roster up with young guys that can't play, but they're giving you more than Jackson and guys like that. Justin Edwards damn near scored the same amount of points as Paul George. At least a positive spark on the night, or the past few games he's been. But if you actually want to go anywhere, there's always guys on each team that, guy goes down. Then they've got this young guy stepping up. So then when the main injured star or rotational piece come back, they're fighting for positions. Like, I've been injured for months. But X guy who's on the end of the bench, 22 years old, getting no minutes, he's now taking my spot because he performed well. There's none of that here because we've got straight garbage. Tyrese Maxey's injured. I'm seeing Kyle Lowry start. What the hell? When literally this off-season, we had Cameron Payne who stepped up for us big time in the playoffs. We go, you know what? We're not going to re-sign Cameron Payne. No. Let's let him go to the Knicks. Let's re-sign Kyle flipping Lowry instead. It's stupid decisions like that. I don't give a shit if he's from Philly. We're trying to win. Not going like a sentimental tour. Fuck that. Yeah, nice, he's from Philly. Well, guess what? His career was basically made in Toronto. I don't see Toronto handing him a pity spot on the roster. No, they're trying to actually rebuild their organisation, but not here. We're on some straight BS. I can't lie. I'm back now. Oh, my days, I'm back. And this team is getting on my nerves. I'm about to be dissecting this stuff even more because you lot deserve better. We should not be watching this crap. We should not be watching this sorry excuse for a product. It's awful. But I'll speak to you lot next time. Please like, share, subscribe, all of that, and stay blessed, my people.